Commissioner McLean, Dean Gadenzi and faculty, families and guests. On behalf of the class of 2008, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to this celebration. Our journeys to this point have been many and varied, but have also shared commonalities. I would like to share part of my journey with you. The first book I ever learned to read was Leo the Late Bloomer, the story of a little tiger who had lived with his parents in the jungle. Leo, as they say, had some issues. When all the other jungle animal children were busy learning how to read and write, poor little Leo remained hopelessly behind. Although Leo was very sad, and his father quite worried, Leo's mother remained stalwartly hopeful, believing that her little cub would find his way in his own time, and that patience and encouragement would help guide him towards success. I could always relate to that little tiger. Although I had spent my entire working life in the field of human services, I had always wanted to pursue a graduate degree. This goal, however, seemed elusive. With the passage of each year, I felt further away from this dream, disheartened that I was not moving forward to achieve this goal. My parents, like Leo's mother, refused to give up. When you're ready, you will go, they assured me, with an unshakable confidence that I did not feel in myself. One day, much like Leo, I knew it was my time to bloom. 2006 was a very special year for me. The very same year my father celebrated the 50th anniversary of his graduation from Boston College marked the start of my graduate studies in the School of Social Work. 15 years after graduating from college, I was suddenly thrust back into the life of a full-time student, a prospect that both thrilled and intimidated me. I was terrified at the idea of papers, exams, and study schedules. Mostly, however, I was petrified at having to compete with students who seemed so vibrantly youthful. At almost 40, I was plagued by doubt. How, I thought, can I possibly relate to these people? Talking with a classmate one day, she turned to me in what was obviously great sincerity. "I like you," she told me. "You remind me of my mother." I had never felt so ancient. As all of us seemed to settle into the routine of graduate school, my perspective swiftly shifted. Suddenly I realized that these kids were some of the greatest sources of learning. Sitting in classes with them, I was overwhelmed by their insight and wisdom. Working with them and learning from them, an amazing thing happened. The age gap, so woefully apparent to me at the beginning, suddenly became so ridiculously unimportant. And with that understanding came an even greater one, that in this atmosphere of intellectual pursuit and self-discovery, what matters is the strength of the mind, the beauty of the spirit, the unique humanity of the individual. I started Boston College with the understanding that I would learn the necessary clinical skills needed to assess, treat, and advocate for people in need. The concept seemed simple enough to me, like following a recipe book for the mind. I was completely unprepared for the reality of my experience. For as much as I learned about clinical concepts, of social welfare systems, and issues that necessitate the need for this profession, I learned more about my own capacity for hope. We live increasingly in a world of cynicism and skepticism, marked often by cavalier indifference and negativity born of the tragic state of the world. Concepts such as goodness, kindness, and compassion are often disdained as naive, impractical delusions. Because of this, the idea of hope is often lost, brushed aside as futile, viewed as luxurious indulgence. I cannot tell you how much I disagree with this perception. Hope is the very mainstay of our profession, the foundation upon which we build our belief in a better world, a blueprint of positive change. Our job demands it, but the reality of our work often erodes it. Hope is not a luxury, blinding us to the harsh realities we face. Hope is a necessity, propelling us forward in the face of hardship. But hope is not enough. Hope should be the beacon which guides our work, as well as a rallying call to action. As social workers, we must be advocates for social justice, lead actors on the stage for positive change. Our voices must cry out for those who have been silenced. We must bear witness to some of the most egregious tales of horror, acting as instruments to hope to those who have lost it. We have taken on this responsibility knowingly, understanding that the journey is fraught with Herculean struggles. The hurdles are many, the heartbreak frequently a daily reality. Triumphs are often intangible. Failures are constantly highlighted, challenges viewed as insurmountable. Successes are often overlooked, trivialized, or dismissed. For these reasons, we must gird ourselves in the gentle armor of hope. For only by nurturing hope within ourselves and those we serve can we truly believe in the impossible, using this hope to stir us onwards in the face of despair. Let us not be afraid to cry, but let us use our tears to nourish the seeds of hope and change. It has been said that one person cannot change the world, that the very idea is a silly, quixotic notion reserved solely for dreamers. I say all of us are dreamers. We dream of equality, of healing, and humanity. Our dreams, combined with our deeds, can and will change our world, one person at a time. Let us all go forth with hope.